Journey of Sacred Destiny, Part 6, The Motian Kingdom and the Pyramid. Early in the morning, Mola got up and stood on a high point of the palace, gazing into the distance where the land was lush and green. Suddenly, he noticed a protrusion in the southeast of the palace where the ground used to be flat. Mola was surprised and thought of the stones used for building the tower, so he immediately led his attendants to investigate. Soon they arrived at the protrusion and found that there were stones inside the cracks. Mola was overjoyed and believed it was a gift from the gods, so he immediately knelt down to pray to the heavens and earth. Then he ordered people to guard the site and forbade anyone from moving the stone layer randomly. Next, Mola commanded famous craftsmen from all over the country to come to the capital. The craftsmen included Bantu, Shuruo, and Zuo Lun, who were all famous craftsmen in the Motian Kingdom. Some of them were experts in building palaces, constructing internal structures with grand designs and exquisite craftsmanship. Others were skilled in the connection between celestial phenomena and architecture, with remarkable accuracy in their correspondences. Moreover, the sculptor Kunlan started to carve large Buddha and deity statues with his team. They discussed the construction of the tower after Mola showed them the tower's design. At this time, the guards of the stone layers reported that they sometimes heard a popping sound. Mola went to the site and also heard the sound, which surprised him, but he did not know why. Mola chose an auspicious day, bathed, fasted, and made offerings to the gods and Buddhas before leading people to open the stone layers. Inside, they found blocks of stones that were flat and natural. Mola was amazed and knelt down, saying,
"Gods and Buddhas of heaven and earth, protect this endeavor and reveal your divine power. I, Mola, will do my utmost to build a Buddhist pagoda and fulfill your will."
Upon seeing the stones, Motizai was also very pleased. Near one of the stones, there were some black and shiny stones that caught Mokai's attention. She touched them and found them very hard, and suddenly she remembered a dream she had in the morning. In the dream, she was sweating profusely while stirring a kind of molten liquid. Flames were rising from the bottom of the pot, and her sweat droplets fell into the molten liquid. There were also some black and shiny things waiting to be put into the pot beside it. She also saw a girl in a pink dress applying the molten liquid to the stones. The black and shiny things waiting to be put into the pot in the dream were exactly the same as the stones she saw before her. Therefore, Mozai had a sudden inspiration. These stones should be used for smelting. Motizai told her brother seriously.
"In my dream, I saw that the molten liquid of this kind of stone should be used to coat the stones, adding an extra layer of protection."
This must be a sign from the gods, and they have chosen you to stir the molten liquid.
Mola also speaking seriously to his sister. On the day of the opening of the stone layer, the temple priest Mengang came to tell Mola that the green bottle left by the former king as an offering in the temple was making earth-shattering sounds. Mengang invited the king and the princess to the temple to investigate. Mola and Mozai hurried to the temple. As soon as they entered, the sound from the bottle intensified, and Mola was stunned. He quickly knelt before the Buddha with Mozai. After the prayer, the sound stopped, and the green bottle suddenly exploded. Two rays of light, one yellow and one green, emerged as if chasing each other. The yellow light bound Mola's right wrist before disappearing, and the green light flew straight to Mozai's forehead and disappeared after forming a U-shaped mark on her forehead. The siblings were surprised but did not notice anything unusual, abide the Buddha, and began to leave. At this moment, Mengang saw that the three statues of the gods all had smiles on their faces. He knew in his heart that the country's fortunes were bound to prosper, so he knelt in front of the statues for a long time, praying for the pagoda's early completion, while maintaining a pure mind. On ordinary days, every 10 days, Mola would personally pick fresh fruits and have them washed by Motai, before offering them in front of the statues of the gods. When preparing to build the tower, Mola chose an auspicious day, bathed and fasted, and personally picked fresh fruits to be washed, and offered at the temple, where he knelt and paid his respects to the gods, saying,
Great gods, I am your son. I feel that my talent is ordinary, yet you have given me honor. The people support me, and the world's treasures belong to me. You have entrusted me with the responsibility of building the pagoda, and I know the weakness of human strength and the power of divine strength. Therefore, I humbly ask for the protection and blessing of the gods, and grant that the pagoda be successfully built. I also ask the gods to keep me vigilant, perfect my character, and educate the people so as not to disappoint the will of the gods.
After paying his respects, Mengang invited Mola into the meditation room honorable priest and asked Mola to sit down. But Mola refused to sit down and said,
Honorable priest, please sit down and accept my respect. I have something to say to you. Please do not refuse.
Mengang's face showed a serious expression as he sat down solemnly. Mola knelt on one leg in front of Mengang and said,
Honorable priest, please listen to me. I have always considered myself a confident person, but these days I have had doubts. Regarding the building of the tower, is it true that I am the person chosen by the gods? The treasures of the world are gathered here with me, and I will become a king that the world will admire, enjoy the glory of the world. However, I have examined my heart and feel that I have not reached the purity and strength that the gods expect of me. For this reason, I feel very uneasy and fear that the gods' instructions may be delayed by me. So I am very nervous. I regard you as a fatherly figure, not just because you are kind, but because you understand the will of the gods and are the messenger of the gods in the world. I have great respect for you and ask for your guidance and help. I hope your teachings will give me enough strength and purity to fulfill the will of the gods.
Mengang listened and then stood up, walked towards Mola, and put his hands on Mola's shoulders, saying,
Since you trust me so much and treat me as a father, then I will treat you as a child. In fact, we are all God's children. In this world, everything operates under the will of God. If God has chosen you, it may be because you voluntarily chose God's arrangement a long time ago. However, with the changes of the world, we have already forgotten. Everything that is happening now is a reminder and help from God to fulfill our initial choices. Because of your initial choice, God has already made your life different from others, and your life already contains factors endowed by God. Therefore, your heart must be pure and strong, without any doubt. Let your doubts become the drive to pursue perfection. Do your best, and I believe that God is protecting everything and it will go smoothly.
After finishing his words, he helped Mola up. Mola was still immersed in deep thoughts of Mengang's words and remained silent for a while.